Welcome everybody. This is an emergency episode that I am putting out. This is an appreciation for people who are commenting on my videos and watching. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who is watching. It is very encouraging to see the interest in our adventures and the interest in the projects and things that I have done to this boat. For those who may be tuning in for the first time, the boat I am referring to is a 2007 Ranger Tug R25 Classic with the 110 horse turbocharged Yanmar Marine engine. I have been doing most everything on this channel unscripted, as I am right now. This video is going over our electrical systems on the boat. I do not know if it is totally comprehensive, but it will take a few minutes to get through all the systems we have on board. At this point, we are incredibly impressed with its capabilities and how it is making our life comfortable. So we will jump into it, and again, if you enjoy this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. I can hardly believe today in real time we might be hitting 500 subscribers after only 3 or so videos out here traveling. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. I want to show you guys our electrical panels. These are two 400 watt Epoch electrical or solar panels rather, bifacial. I got them off of Amazon. I believe they were around 530 bucks. Bifacial means that you can get solar efficiency also from the reflection on the water, or in my case, the white roof of my boat reflecting back up underneath of these panels. I didn't have a really awesome setup, but I'm not too disappointed. I had to make this framework out of my old Bimini, and then I did use hardwood boards that I painted. I kind of doubled things up. I have an extra tie-down strap just because these are a lot of panels and they could catch a lot of wind. Everything has been working amazing with this setup and nothing is moving, so I'm really happy about that. My recommendation would be to do it better than I did it, but this is what I did and it is working great. We've had a lot of requests to go over the electrical panel and our electrical system, and I cannot tell you how happy I am about it. So I will explain it to you. I think you will maybe agree with me that we have a pretty decent little system for our boat. Inside this here panel is our small marine diesel generator. I'm going to be peeling back the layers to show you that right now. And this is what it looks like under normal conditions with everything installed. Now I have the next layer peeled off, and you can still see that there is still the soundproof cover inside of that. So I will remove that cover next. Down in here is a smart battery charge controller. So it could charge my lead acid starter and thruster battery, as well as my lithium bank if I connected to shore power, but we have not really connected to shore power since we started traveling on our journey. Now with the next layer peeled off, this is our marine generator. I believe it currently has around 8 hours on it. When we bought the boat, it had 4, 5, or 6 hours, something like that. So we do not need to use it very much. I do like to start it up and run it occasionally. And this right here is the water pump. There has been times where I've seen just a little bit, and you can kind of see a little bit of discoloration in there maybe. So I do have a rebuild kit that I want to get that so that it doesn't spray any water. I am in fresh water, so I'm grateful for that, but I still want it to be very, very well. And it is in pretty nice looking condition, so I'm really happy about that, and I want to maintain it and take care of it because back in 07 these little generators as an option from Ranger Tug cost over $8,000. So even though I don't really rely on it very much, it is a very premium backup feature that I have. I do not like the sound of a generator running compared to my solar panels, but yeah, it just sips the fuel, hardly uses anything. I don't know if it's around 3 or 4 horsepower diesel motor, so it's very efficient. This is my 12 volt air conditioning unit here. You can see here I'm working on another video, and it says little zero breeze. We're a couple degrees warmer inside the boat than outside, and we keep tweaking things to try to get things to work better. When you're sitting in front of this thing though, it does feel pretty nice, even though it does not cool down the whole boat. It will, however, cool down this whole V-berth area when we close our little curtain, and it can get almost too cold. We have plenty of electric for fans running as much as we want. We currently have the boat all closed up. We do use a lot of these tin foil things in the hatches. Glass is really nice, but it turns the boat into a greenhouse that is quite challenging to stay cool. And now I will show you some of my other electrical stuff. This right here is my AC panel. Up here I can flip between different battery banks, like so technically I'm hooked up to 3 different banks. One would be a battery for my thrusters, one is for the starter of the main engine and generator, and then number 3 is for my lithium battery bank. And so I can know based on my voltage about how much my batteries are, but I want to get a Victron battery monitor to know more accurately. This right here would be for shore power. This is for my generator. Every now and then I'll use my generator, especially just to keep it exercised. Basically everything on this panel I am pretty much never using now because of my new solar off-grid system. So, and then right up here is my DC or 12 volt system. I do use this panel heavily, so there's that. Here are some of the other components that we are using and powering. We are using this air fryer. We are using this espresso machine. When I had a modified sine wave inverter, these things were not able to function. The electric was too dirty, I think is the saying that some people use a term for. Anyway, now I have a pure sine wave inverter, and it is a Renogy. I got it off of Marketplace for $200. The modified sine wave inverter I had was 3000. I do like to oversize things a little bit. This 2000 watt is working great as long as I just use one large device at a time. And my Victron solar charge controller, I can easily bring in 50-60 amps of solar, so it can close to max out on the amps. It does not max out, of course, on voltage. So that is very good. Because I'm running air conditioning, it's in bulk. A lot of times it would be in absorption and float by early afternoon. And I have, of course, cutoff switches and stuff back there, and a little VT Direct Bluetooth dongle, I believe there, which allows me to monitor stuff in my app. This is my DC to DC charge controller. I only have a 30 amp. I really don't rely on my engine alternator. That there is to protect the alternator, and I really don't rely much on getting the power from the motor for my battery bank. I really am relying on my solar, which has been very adequate. I don't understand this. My solar panels are rated for 800 watts, and I can 20 to 40% of the time I can get more than 800 watts peak out of my solar panels at any given moment, which to me is crazy that it would do better than what they advertise. Often people kind of exaggerate how well something works. My solar panels, I just kind of pinching myself how long they're going to work so amazing. They're so effective. I mean, they were a little over 50 cents a watt. You know, I paid like $530 for an 800 watt setup of solar, but I've seen close to 900 watts coming into the batteries, and especially if the weather's just a little bit cooler, it'll work more efficiently. And yeah, hitting 60 amps an hour coming in definitely happens, but 30 to 50 amps an hour is very common. This would be my controller for my generator. I'm not going to start it up. I could, but I'm just going to turn it on and kind of show that to you in case you're curious about that. And yep, 8 hours so far on the clock. So very close to a new generator, although it is 18, 19 years old. So the rubber stuff is definitely getting some age, but yeah, a lot of the components would be very low usage. So one more detail I would like to add to our electrical system that I think a lot of people might find some interest in is we have Starlink on board the boat, and this is a mini, so it uses a little bit less electric. We find it to be effective and work quite well. It might be a little bit better if it was outside on my mast, but I just put it underneath of this skylight and have it held up there currently with the screen framework. It would be great if I got like suction cup mount, but I have not got that. Anyway, we are actually able to run our inverter, the Starlink, our refrigerator, and then also I did not show you guys back here in our quarter berth area or garage storage area. We have, this was actually a fridge freezer that I used to have in the trunk of my Tesla Model Y when I had a Tesla, and it is a very high efficiency, and so we have this set up to be a freezer, and then we have our fridge. All the fridge, the freezer, this here inverter, and the Starlink are always on, running all the time, whether we are on the water, on land, going down the road. And so that has really been nice. Sometimes I will take the Starlink and I will set it down here on the dash and just kind of point it through the front windshield, and we will even have Starlink in the truck when we're going down the road. Some places do not have cell phone service in real time. We are going down the Snake River right now, approaching the Tri-Cities, and there has, most of this stretch, there has been places where there were not even any roads along the river or anything, and no cell service. And surprisingly, even with the mountains along the river, we did quite well with our internet. So anyway, that stuff all runs continuously, whether we are on land or in the water. That's the wonderful thing with the solar. A lot of boats are set up that they have to be in the water to run effectively. And that is true on this boat for our engine and the generator, but not for our actual basic electrical system. We are set up to rely largely on the solar and have our generator as a occasional backup if we get day after day of really cloudy weather. Okay, and now for the most important part that I just about forgot all about. This is the heart of the system, and that is the batteries. So these here, 2 batteries on the left. One is a thruster battery, one is the starter battery for the engine and generator. Those came with the boat. They seem to be working very well. I expect them to be the next to pass on at some point in time. I hope they last still for a while. And then I bought 2 brand new lithium iron phosphate 314 amp hour dumb fume batteries. They actually, according to some reviewers, actually have a capacity of around 660 to 670 amp hours of capacity. We believe we are using around 100 to 200 amps. I guess like through the night, I don't think it'd be more than 100 amp hours. And then during the day, things charge up pretty quick. So I don't think we're pulling them down more than 25 to 50% as a general rule. According to my app, I use around 3,000 to 4,000 watt hours of electric per day, for those who are interested in all the nitty-gritty numbers. And there again, if I want to flip on the air conditioner and run that for 4 or 6 hours or whatever during the heat of the day, like I'm doing today, then yeah, we're gonna use quite a bit, and we may go to bed without the batteries being at 100%, but still gobs to get us through the next day. So yeah, we're really happy about that. I'm really excited. I plan on, when we're going back home, we got a massive Amazon wish list that we are compiling and hoping to get some more gear, like a Victron battery monitor, and then we'll be able to have a little bit more accurate numbers on what we're using. We believe we're only using 30 to 40% of my house bank capacity per day, and maybe less sometimes. But yeah, they are working very well for us.